Welcome to the Notnerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Oh, are we on?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Not Nerd Show. It's good to see you there,
Yes.
my friend.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed, I've got some code going back
You
here.
got the live chat going.
Yep, I'm trying to decode and debug some stuff. I got some, some hacker things going on. No,
Yeah.
I'm excited about the show. We talked last week. I don't know if we mentioned it on the show, but let's just say there is a multi-letter acronym that we're going to be discussing today as
Making a
well.
return.
Making the return. So, yes, welcome to the show, and it's good to see you and your wonderful hat.
Yes.
What do we have lined up today?
Yes. Well, I was going through one of my mini boxes of hats, and I don't know if you can.
Your mini pearl of hats. It says 149. Is that your 149th hat?
I'm guessing I paid $1.49 for it.
Oh, okay.
Although I have no recollection of this hat, but this tag was on there and I left it just for Dave because
Yeah.
you like my bangs there? Let's
Those
get
are
off
nice.
of that.
Yeah.
Spin it around.
And it's the
Everybody's favorite.
Josh Rodeo Towing. Oh man, I love a clever pun.
Yes.
Road, but yeah, that's really
Yeah, I have
clever.
no recollection of owning this hat or buying this hat or what, but I'm furiously, I did not do prior to the show. I do not see any Google results for Josh Rodeo towing.
And I'm loving your background there, especially the window. I feel like those little clear studs. That's a perfect
Yeah.
rendition. So I don't know how you fit yourself down into that small Lego office, but congrats.
Yes. Yes. I pulled this one out of the archives. I don't remember when I used it before, but just a reminder, this weekend is the Cascade Bricks Lego show at the convention center. I'm not sure if we're going to make it this year, but if you are into Lego and in the Portland area, it is a fun, all hundreds and hundreds of builds that people make just for the show or come show off their builds.
And is it mainly just to go look at the amazing things people create, or are there stores there that you can buy stuff?
Yeah,
Or
they're all around the outside. They have vendors that are selling minifigs and sets and
is anybody buying
everything.
Lego there? I have a
Oh,
bunch.
yeah, you see people coming out with large bags full of Lego sets, and they have, like, a play area for the kids and
Mm.
some hands-on stuff, so it's really fun, so, yeah, if that's this week in Portland.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yes, what more do you need? And I was as I was reading through the news articles, I did want to mention there are tons of rumors. Of course, WWDC is a mere weeks away,
Mm-hmm.
Apple's developer conference, but I have been seeing rumors for 2027, 2028, like 2 years away. I'm like, I'm not
That's crazy.
what what does that matter to me today? But
Well,
yeah,
the
when
one
is
is
it?
coming up.
June 9th.
Yeah, look at
So,
that. That's coming up quick.
yes.
That's going to happen before you know it. But yeah, everybody watch. You can just click on the link, download the app, go turn on your Apple TV, go to the website, do whatever, and you can watch the special event.
Yes, or tune in right after, and we will probably be doing our live recap of it, doing our show after the show is over.
Mm-hmm. And is that on a
Uh,
Tuesday? Oh, Monday. I'm sorry, it says it right there.
Monday morning
Monday.
for the WWDC, so we'll be a day early. I should get that on my calendar.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up early that day and go do my
Yeah,
neighborhood narking before we
before the show,
before the
checking the
show.
garbage cans.
Yeah, you better get your stuff put away quick. Narc Dave's coming through.
Yes, yes. Well, our main topic today is the return. Oh, hey, grandma's there. He said, "Hi,
Oh,
guys. Train guy was thrilled by your recommendation about the train site. We used it while he was here. Great.
excellent.
Trains.fyi, I believe, our bonus odd take last week. But
Very cool.
this week is the return of the acronym from last year, everybody's favorite acronym. Dave just fell in love with it so much, we had to bring it back this year. P.F.A.N.T.S. I came up with P.F.A.N.T.S. Check your P.F.A.N.T.S. This is our spring cleaning episode. Now, last year I checked and we did it. It was episode 436, Spring Cleaning Your Tech. Consider your P.F.A.N.T.S. And this year I called it Check Your P.F.A.N.T.S. But it was April 16th, right after tax day, my brother's birthday last year. So we're almost a month later that tells you something about our spring cleaning abilities.
Yes.
But yes, I went back and listened to our segment on it last year, and I was telling Dave pre-show that I was disappointed that I have not made much project progress on decluttering and cleaning things.
Well, we're
But
just going to have to see how I fare as we go through the list of
yes,
physical
yes, we've
files, apps, notifications, time, subscriptions, and security, or PFANTS.
P.F.A.N.T.S. So yes, you want to, spring cleaning's a thing. You might clean your house or your car. My car needs it bad, but your P.F.A.N.T.S in the digital world, because that's what we do here. And it was actually last episode in the post show when Dave and I were just chatting, and I was going to uninstall Final Cut Pro. And then I started looking at how many apps I had on my computer, and it was like 300 and something apps on my computer. And I was like, you know what? I think I can remove some of these. So I opened up a little pro tip bonus pick,
Hmm.
clean my Mac, and went through there, and they have a nice uninstaller, and it will help you clean up stuff. But let's get back to our P.F.A.N.T.S. Put your P.F.A.N.T.S on, people.
Get them on.
And we aren't going to go, I think we almost went half an hour last year through these because we dug deep, but we'll try to do it more expediently. Those that know the show know that that is not something that comes easy for us. But the P in P.F.A.N.T.S is physical. So yeah, clean up your yes, get in shape.
Now, are you talking about cleaning your space?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, so this is one that I have not done a good job of. Dave and I will often mention how our desks are full of stuff and we have lots of stuff.
You know what a good thing about VR is they have all these fantastical futuristic type settings that you can immerse yourself in. So if you're in a really crummy, messy place, you just put on the VR helmet
Yeah.
and it's like, ah, it's kind of nice in here. I think I'm
Yes.
gonna check my
Escape.
email or something while I'm in this nice.
Well, I'm not looking at the mess that I should be working
Yeah,
on. I here and there I'll do some cleanup on stuff and some reorganization. What typically happens is I'll start working on one area, I'll create some piles, and then it kind of gets a little better organized, move to a different area. I know, hey, grandma's been asking about a Notnerd garage sale. Well, we don't have an official Notnerd garage sale, but at the end of the month, my dad's doing a sale at his house. So I am planning this weekend to go through my garage. I've got some boxes of stuff I know I want to get away. No, there's not a single tripod or selfie stick in there because
you need
I
all
can't get
12
rid
of
of
them.
those. Not getting rid of a single trucker hat or koozie.
I
I've got to keep those
would
things,
he
but
be open for me to bring some stuff?
yeah, because
Okay.
the whole idea, I get this from my dad. He has a shop in his backyard. He was a cabinet maker all his life and still does some wood art.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized that he probably did not need 20,000 wood staples at his point in his life. And with his plan for the rest of his life, there is no need for that many staples. So he
Yeah.
started going through his shop. And so he has a bunch of tools. I have a bunch of tech. So we're going to do a tools and tech sale.
Okay. I've got
So if
another
you
one.
want in,
Tools, tech, and trucker hats.
no, no, no.
Huh?
Did want to add toys onto it,
Oh,
but I think she over the last 6 months that we were going to do it in the fall, then the weather turned. But I think she has about 3 toys that she
here's
wants to.
here's the Venn diagram of toys and tech that I have. Is it a toy or
Yes,
is it tech? I mean,
yes.
they're kind of just right on top of each other.
Yes, very true. But physical stuff, sell stuff, donate stuff, find an electronics recycler if you've got old computers. Maybe you don't need so many old cables. I was talking last year,
What?
I threw away some cables. So yeah, just think about the physical. The next one is your files in Pafance, and do some file cleanup. Now this one we discussed last year our downloads folders on our computers, Dave.
Yeah.
And last year in my downloads folder, I had 1,667 files.
And
And
I
Dave,
shamed you.
yes, because you had 767, exactly 900 less files in your downloads folder. So, Dave, where are you at this year?
I am sad to say that I almost caught last year's score. I'm at 1,447. That's
Well,
really bad.
you almost caught up to my last year's score, but you did not catch up to my this year's
Uh
score.
oh. Have you not deleted anything since last year?
I have, so I'm not sure why I am currently at
Oh,
2,540 files in my downloads folder.
that's a lot.
Oh, yes. Oh, and hey, grandma wants to, will you, of course, PM the date time? Bummed about no tripods. Training guide needs one. Well, maybe for you, she said, DM me, not PM. PM, personal message. That works
That
too.
works.
And producer Todd's in the house. Don't forget to figure out where your computer hides the downloaded podcasts and delete those. Yes.
My
There's a
computer
good
doesn't
Mac
have them.
program, Daisy Disk, is it?
Yeah.
Or
or
Disk Directory X.
or there's the aforementioned Clean My Mac,
Yes.
which you go online, you go to forums, you go to wherever. There is a lot of misinformation about Clean My Mac. A lot of people think it's malware, spam, whatever. There are other tools out there that are like that. But Clean
Yes.
My Mac from MacPaw, who also does the SetApp application, suite of applications that they don't develop all those apps. But
Yeah.
so here's my sniff test on that for you audio listeners. All the companies, the hundreds of companies that do business with MacPaw to put their apps into SetApp would not be doing so if they were not a reputable company. Am I
Yeah.
wrong in saying that?
No.
So anyway, so don't be afraid of Clean My
Yeah.
Mac from MacPaw. There are others. I won't even mention them. Stay away from those, but Clean
Yes.
My Mac is good.
Yeah. So it can find all files
And it
on
has a
your
disk
hard
cleaning
drive.
thing
Yes.
and a large file finder and all those things.
Yeah. So files, and I would be remiss if I did not mention, if you are going to go delete files or organize them or clean it up, that make sure you've got a backup,
Oh,
because
yes.
one backup is none backup.
That's right, Nate. You can't move forward, especially with spring cleaning, if you don't back up. Behold the power of backup.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for that. So that's files. And another one, apps. Uh, as I mentioned last week, I cleaned up like 30 apps out of my 300 plus on my Mac.
Mm-hmm.
But we started all of this. Our tradition is to look at the number of iOS apps. So you can play along,
Mm-hmm.
get out your iPhone, and you go to settings, general. Now I'm going to give you a little history. In 2023, so 2 years ago, Dave, you had 487 apps. I had 408. And then last year, you did a massive culling of your apps. You went from 487 down to 285, and I went from 408 up to 533. So you offloaded all of your apps onto my
And gave
phone.
them to you, yeah.
Yes, yes. So let us check in for 2025 and see where we are at. So you go into your settings app, you go to general, and then you go to about
Or
for our
abouts if you're
Canadian listeners.
yeah. And Nate, I went there and I just double checked, and I'm proud to announce that I merely have 288 apps on
You
my phone.
wow, you are 3 positive over last
I know,
year.
and there are a couple. There's many I could delete. I just recently downloaded them.
Yeah, that
So
is great.
I'm guessing you're just a few over 288.
Yes. So I was at 533 last year.
Yeah.
I've downloaded a lot of apps over the last year, but I've also removed some because 'cause I'm at 507, baby.
Sheesh.
A slim, slim.
A slim 507. How do you live with so few apps on your phone?
I know. It's and Dave, just out of curiosity, we right above that in the about settings is your photos. How many photos are you at?
Well, I have been using Apple to do all my photos and stuff. So it has increased over the years. So I will tell you both my photos and videos
Oh,
and
yes.
songs. We'll
Ooh.
start with songs. I have 36 songs downloaded to my phone.
All the same U2 album.
Yeah, it's the songs of innocence triplicated.
Yes. I
Um,
have 613
oh,
songs.
okay. And then for videos, I have 8,546.
Wow. I
Um,
have 4,822. I am shocked that you have nearly double the amount of videos that I do.
I like videos. And then photos, here we go. Hang on to your P.F.A.N.T.S. 75,161. But you may have more than that because you've been using Apple Photos longer than me.
So you're at 75,000?
Yeah.
I blow you out of the water with 77,328. So 2,000 more photos than you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is
I could
crazy.
probably delete 2,000 and not miss them.
Yes. Well, I could delete
That's
25,000 and probably not miss them.
that's a lot of stuff. So, yeah.
Yes. Oh, and we have to check in with Todd. He played along, the app king of the universe on his iPhone. He has 39.
39 apps. And what did we
Oh,
figure? There's like 17 built in or something like that.
yeah, and now he's down to 38.
Oh, he deleted his hard drive.
His Fandango app I've never seen before. And
Is that still around?
yeah. Hey, grandma says, surprised both of your phones don't implode.
I
Yes,
know.
I forget what you had last year, Todd. We did talk about it in the episode, but I didn't write that one down.
It
So you
was
can go
like
back and listen to it.
24 or something like that.
Insane. So, yes, apps, if you want to clean those up. Next up is our N in Pfants. Um, oh, and hey, grandma has 7,982 pictures.
Oh, that's very respectable. That's a lot
Yes.
of pictures. I bet half of those are of Train Guy.
Yes, yes. So N is notifications. This is just one, you know, if you're just getting constant notifications, like there's been times on my watch where just some dumb game is sending me notifications all day long. Go in and check your notifications. Maybe you don't need all of those. So then when you do get important ones, you
Yeah.
actually pay attention to them.
And I won't go into it now, but here's a small little pro tip. You can go in and adjust those settings based on time, focus, all those things. Again, we don't have time to cover that here, but if you want to dig a little deeper, you can make it to where during the workday notifications come in, but in the evenings they shut off or they trickle down, and
Yes.
then when you're sleeping they turn off completely. So there are ways to do that. Another person who lives in my house, I go to bed later than her. I won't say who it is. Um, and on her nightstand, she'll have her phone in the horizontal mode, you know, where
Yeah.
it's doing the like clock thing.
Yeah.
And it'll be nice and dark with the clock, and then the entire screen will light up and a notification will come in like you got 5 bubbles to pop on whatever game. And then it'll go dark again. And then 5 seconds later, it like constantly all these things. And so I have a habit of going in there and turning it off. But
Yeah.
anyway, so you don't have to live that life.
No, no, you do not. The next one, the T is for time. And this one is just think of ways that you can save yourself some time, clean up your time. AI is obviously a way that you can do that
Or
to
those
save
automations,
bills.
like I was talking about, to automatically switch your phone to do stuff. That's a way to save time.
Yeah, yes, you're not distracting your time because time is precious, and part of looking at the holistic cost
Mm,
of the holistic cost.
I think I need to reorganize the sound effects buttons because I'm like, where is that thing? The thing go. But anyway,
Yes,
yes, the holistic cost. We oft forget about such things, and we
yes,
need to remember them. Time is important.
yes, and the first S in Pafance is subscriptions. A great reminder to go in and, check your credit card, check your Apple subscription, see if there's, streaming services you aren't using anymore
And
or,
an easy way from your phone, if you're an iOS user, is you go into settings. I think you click on iCloud, your name at the top, and there will be a subscriptions
yes,
item listed there, and it'll tell you everything that you're currently subscribed to and things that you have previously subscribed to. So that's just one slice, of course. But yeah, there are a couple apps. I cannot remember the names right now, and I'm not going to wholly recommend them because I haven't used them, but reputable podcasts that I listen to
yes.
often recommend these apps where you
Is
connect
it,
all of your
like
accounts.
Rocket Money or
Yeah,
something
Rocket
is the
Money,
one that
stuff like that.
advertises a lot?
Hold on, I got to interrupt this show for some action in the neighborhood.
Oh,
We've got the UPS truck. It's backing down the road here. Is it a product for me? Is it something for a neighbor? Who the Amazon Prime guy was just here in the neighborhood, so I'm excited to see what could it be. But we'll cut back to that
yeah.
once. We don't want to sit there and wait. So, what are some other tips you have for finding out subscriptions, Nate?
I would say, I mean, looking at credit card bills, that's one where I've found stuff, in the iCloud one, um, bank account if you pay for stuff that way.
Yeah.
Even PayPal, I know a lot of, sites will make it real easy to subscribe to stuff on PayPal. So if you're active with a PayPal account, check on
Shop
that.
is one that I've been using where different vendors will connect to Shop. It's not really a
Oh yeah,
subscription, but it unifies all the different things that you're purchasing so you can click one app and see those things. Sadly,
yes.
that UPS delivery was not for me, so
Uh,
bye-bye. It was for my neighbor.
nice. Well, last S in Pafance oh, hey, grandma said, "I've tried Rocket Money and they're a bit annoying." Yeah,
Oh,
you'll see an ad like on some of the games I played, they'll do Rocket Money ads and it's like, "Here, I bet you I can save you. I'll bet you $100. Give me your phone." And they open the
oh,
Rocket Money app and it's like, "You're paying for 4 Netflix accounts." And I'm like, I don't know that
really?
anybody's paying for 4 Netflix accounts. Maybe you have a Netflix account that you forgot you're paying for.
Yeah. But
But credit cards are pretty good at tracking where you're spending your money. So being able to track things down there where your money's actually going out instead of using a third party app. Um,
well, I might try it this year just to see. It says uh, if you pay for all subscriptions, she says.
yes.
I'm not sure I understand what that means. Oh, here it's a bit annoying if you pay for all. Okay, very good.
Yes. So the last S is security. Uh, Clean up those passwords, clean up your logins, clean up that stuff, pay attention to it. It's kind of one thing that we're always hammering in. So I figure why not put it in Pafance? And if you're in a mode, might be a good time to clean up some passwords in your security, figure out where your logins are, where your information is, and clean that up. So that's your Pafance.
Yep. And hey, Grandma says Rocket Money is helpful if you have more than one account per
Oh,
subscription.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
have
So if
multiple,
had multiple bank accounts and all the different stuff,
it
but
ties them all together and then kind of
yeah.
does an assessment.
Yeah, like for my business, I use one credit card so I can go in there, look at the statement, and I can see, oh, yeah, there's 5 Netflix accounts that I didn't know I subscribed to.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, subscriptions are a pain.
Well, and this
Well,
is well. Before we move on,
yeah,
one thing that I'm strongly considering doing as T-Mobile has increased the price of our phone service. Just,
Oh,
it's not like, it's just like, hey, we're going to charge you more. Why? Because why not? So it's gone up like $8 or $10 a month or something like that. We have three
no.
lines through them, so it's significant. But I decided to do a little research, and I looked at Mint Mobile, which is on the
Oh,
T-Mobile
yeah.
network. It's just a prepaid option versus the postpaid. It's dumb how all that works, but anyway, it's a cheaper way to do it. And I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but it looks like I can save like over $60 a month by switching to this
Wow.
unlimited everything. I will lose my Netflix subscription with
Oh, yeah.
ads. I'll have to
The
pay for
perk.
that, but the $8.99 is. I'm not a. I I didn't letter in math, but
Not all of us can.
yeah, not like you. But I'm thinking that $8 or $10 is less than $60.
Yes.
So we'll see. But that's forthcoming. But look at your services:
Yeah.
insurance, phone services, cable. Get rid of cable. Those type of things.
Mortgages, get rid of
Get rid of
those.
mortgages, car payments, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you
Or
go.
even see if you can lower them, like we talked about with, just try to cancel an app if you don't really need it, or if you do need it, and see if they'll offer you a deal.
But the most important thing about all this is to clean your P.F.A.N.T.S.
Yes, yes. Or just throw them away and start with some new P.F.A.N.T.S. Maybe
Yep.
that's what I need to do is
Yep.
just start all over. But you know what I'll never start all over on?
What's that?
Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
And that is correct, my friend. This is a very simple one. This won't take long at all unless we have lots of dialogue attached to it. So let me sidle up to the mic here and open up. When you turn on your phone and somebody has sent you a text and you're
Oh,
going
yeah.
to the text message thing, it's like, come on. So let me go into our show notes that we keep because I don't want to share anything, uh,
Confidential.
proprietary or confident. So imagine, Nate, someone sends you a text and you get it and it comes in and you're like, well, I'd sure like to know when that came in. If there's like a
Mm,
line of texts or whatever, sometimes they'll show you the thing at the top. We've talked about this before, but it came up on someone, an unmentioned person in my house who lives here is like, I wish I could know what time you sent that text because it came in late or whatever. And I was like, I know a way. So here's the way. I'm going to switch over to the phone here. So here's our show links. And we've covered it before, but above each of the text messages, there is a little headline that says the date and time that it was sent. But if you slide the screen to the left, watch it not work. And it's really not work. It doesn't work great. But see how it says like the one with the Galaxy is 9:31 p.m. The Fortnite
yeah.
one is at 8:10 p.m. Now these are just single posts. But imagine you and I were going back and forth with 30 different things. It would only show the initial
Yes.
text, but all the subsequent back and forth, it wouldn't. But that's how you do it. You slide the screen to the left and you can see the time that each of those items was either sent or received. So, it's not a groundbreaking tip, and we've covered it before, but apparently people forget that
Yeah.
happens, that
Yeah.
you can do
No,
it.
that is a great reminder. I use that one all the time. And it even works. I do a lot of messages because I'm always on my laptop on the Mac in Apple Messages. You just slide your fingers over on the trackpad, and there I can see when the text came through because it is. Sometimes you just need to know that
You need to
stuff.
know why it's not more evident or there's not a button you can't just
Yeah.
press. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. But it's
user
like, oh,
interface.
I'll be there in 20 minutes. Well, when did they send
Yeah.
that text?
What's my
35
reference?
minutes ago.
Yeah.
Start calling the hospitals.
All right. And hey, Grandma says, I'm really glad to know about the text timestamp thing. So there you go. It's already helped someone. And hey,
Yeah.
Grandma, as a little side note, or dare I say sidestep, I believe you sent me a text, and I will look into replying to that. I just want to let you know I did not forget.
Yes. Well, that brings us to everyone's favorite segment, just the headlines.
And I was curious. Well, I was curious whether we should talk about her thing on
Ah,
air because it is a photos type thing. But we'll take a look at that after just the headlines.
yes.
And as we saw before, it's a nice evening here in Sherwood. It's a little cool, a little overcast. It did rain today. So it's a very strange spring for us here. It's been
Yes.
nice and now it's not nice and it's going to be nice again, which is kind of how spring is supposed to work, I think.
That that is. Springtime is nigh, which is why you want to do your P.F.A.N.T.S. and
Yeah.
do your spring cleaning. But before you do that, it's time for just the headlines.
Newly elected Pope wears Apple Watch on first official Mass.
He's just like us. Ticketmaster will finally show the full price of your ticket up front.
SoundCloud changes policies to allow AI training on user content.
Nintendo can render your Switch 2 permanently unusable if you break their rules.
Also, Warren Buffett says Apple made Berkshire more money than he ever did.
Kids are short circuiting their school issued Chromebooks for TikTok clout.
And finally, lithium deposit valued at 1.5 trillion with a T discovered in the great state of Oregon.
And those are just the headlines.
Cool. Yeah, some downers in there, but also some good things
Yeah, yeah, all over the place.
all over. So look those
All right.
headlines up if you want to read more.
Yes, they will be in the show notes. And yeah, I've realized a couple times like every single story ends up being about AI. So I've
Yeah,
tried to get a little more variety in there. But
it's such a
yes.
buzzword now. Everything has AI. A
Oh,
toothbrush now with AI.
yes. Yes, just what you needed. Well, let us move on to our takes of the week. And very exciting breaking news.
Like,
Google is updating its G icon for the first time in 10 years. They're completely revolutionizing the four color G that you're so used to.
now it's the same thing with gradients.
Gradient, yes. So now they've smeared the red with the yellow with the green, and the green with the blue. This ridiculous troll account Greg on X that I follow, he is like, how are people going to recognize you anymore?
So there's the iOS app here. Before it was Android is the circles,
Yes.
iOS is the rectangles, and light and dark mode, so you can see that. There was a question about are they going to do like the other apps, like there's a few other apps that are use the rainbow
Oh,
colors. Are they going to smear them as well? I don't know. They had, Google is famous for just killing stuff. They
yeah,
had some really great icon designs that were very clear what they are, very user friendly, and then they just got rid of them.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? So who knows what they're going to do with the icons?
Yes, yeah, and I have seen some breakdowns. If you look at their G, the actual G closely, it is a monstrosity of
It's not a good.
balance and design,
Yeah,
and like it is, yeah,
it's a circle with a chunk cut out of it and a line. If the circle were to continue, it looks like a power button, like a
yes,
on a device. But yeah, that's
yeah,
not look in your any G, they're not shaped like that. That's
no,
a very forced
it's
into
not
a
your average G.
no, which I suppose is what they want.
Oh, and hey, Grandma, with a great call. It doesn't look like the Simon game anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Classic
true.
80s reference there.
Huh, now it's smeared Simon. Interesting.
Good old smeared Simon. Our next one, speaking of Legos in my background,
Yeah.
new Lego building AI creates models that actually stand up in real
Hold
life.
on, we got some action on the driveway cam.
Oh,
We got the
wife's
aforementioned
leaving you.
unnamed person going to get some steps. We're in a fitness challenge, and she's out there
Oh,
going to try to beat
you need
me.
a standing desk treadmill
Do
so
you
that
think
you
that
can
you
be
can
getting
finish the
steps
show
during the
without me?
show.
Because I need to catch up with the steps here.
I got it. I
Okay.
got it.
Well,
No
anyway,
problem.
back to the Lego.
Yes, yes. So Carnegie Mellon Lego GPT system uses physics checks to ensure models don't collapse.
Wow, that
So
sounds
they,
great. So yeah,
yeah,
they've got a robot making Legos.
it's
I'm
pretty
here.
wild.
I'm all here for it.
Yes.
There's going to
And
be
I will tell you, so how the Lego GPT works. Repurpose the technology behind large language models, similar to the kind that run ChatGPT, for next brick prediction instead of
mm,
next word prediction. To do so, the team fine tuned Llama 3.21b instruct. They augmented the brick predicting model with a separate software tool that can verify physical stability using mathematical models that simulate gravity and structural forces.
hmm.
And, I think they have it's something like 30 some pieces. Oh, yeah, I think around 30 pieces that it can use to build whatever you wanna build, but it actually checks it against physics
So the
to make
idea
sure that it
is,
works.
let's say you give someone 100 varied Legos, and or you give the computer that information. You say, build me a pickup truck, and it will arrange the Legos in the vague shape of a pickup truck, and it's using physics to determine if it's going to stick together or fall apart or it's balanced or whatever. Because if you just did a bunch of one pieces straight up and then did something at top, it would just break
Yes,
off. It couldn't support itself. So
yes.
very interesting.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I know I mention it, like, every week. I am following the AI stuff, and it is just moving exponentially faster. The guy that I always mention, Matt Wolf, that does the AI news, he's actually kind of redoing how he does his weekly show because he's like, I just can't cover all the stuff that's happening. The amount of video models. I was talking to you and Wes about one for creating movies that you can. I couldn't get it. I didn't take the time to get it working, but you can run it locally on your computer and build movies, like,
Yeah.
and you said if you look closely, there's some stuff, but if you were casually looking at this stuff, I
Yeah.
mean,
First time through, it
Hollywood,
was like, this is great. Second time, it was like, it could improve.
yeah,
But I mean, it's amazing. I mean, that's what I'm doing back here is I'm running AI models to predict my next. I'm lying. It's not. It's not.
yes. Yeah, but you could, and I do wanna play around with the videos. I don't well, I've done a couple AI video things, very low end stuff, but I do wanna play with it more, but man, the AI stuff, and I saw something today that one out of China, that they've got their version 2, and it's like a completely next level and gonna kill everything. I mean, it's just crazy
Nate,
how
we've been
fast
doing the show how many years? Like 5 or 6 years? Something like that.
9.5,
Nine and a
yes,
half years. Has it been that long?
yes.
Uh, I referenced it before. I don't know. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but look this movie up if you haven't seen it already. It's Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this was back in the day, long before AI models and all this stuff. We talked about this. And in the movie, they have an actor. Uh, well, the 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 characters in the movie are actors in a thing, uh,
Ah,
they're battling like a battle place, and they're on TV and cameras and everything. And then something happens, and one of the contestants was the word I was looking for, the forced contestants. It's like a gladiator type thing. So
yes.
one of the contestants breaks out, but they don't want the viewers at home to know this. And so they like have a scan of Arnold Schwarzenegger and the 3D, he
Oh,
spins
yeah,
around and all that stuff. And they have another person in there, but they put the face and the body and everything over the top of it so it looks like him, so they could do their fake news stuff. And it was like, come on, that's so far in the future, but I'm still
here we are.
alive. And we have gotten to the point in the matter of 2 or 3 years where you can have a live picture of me doing this, moving around, nodding my head, shaking, and it could be Sabrina Carpenter, or it
Yeah.
could be Arnold Schwarzenegger, or it could be Elmo.
Another person. Yeah.
And everything I do in at home, you would be very convinced that it's the real thing. And
Yeah.
that's just happened in a series of decades from when that movie came out. So that's crazy.
Yes, and hey, grandma said, "Did you get to see the Lego sculptures at PDX a few years back? They were pretty cool. There was one in Multnomah Falls. I didn't see those ones at the airport, but
That requires travel, which
travel.
requires money, which I
Yes,
have
yes.
neither.
And producer Todd asks, "Is AI moving exponentially in a direction anyone normal cares about, or is it just to shove AI into my shower head somehow?" I think it is
It will
going to,
affect you.
yes, continue to um, infect every area of our lives. It is moving. I mean, really, Hollywood. If you worked for a Hollywood special effects team, I sure would be worried. But if you
What
had a VHS channel, I could just create new 80s religious exercise videos
videos?
that look like VHS and put
Yeah,
your channel under.
put it under. Well, so we think of the big things, but take driving for instance. It's already revolutionized the way self-driving vehicles and different safety features and automation and those type of things work.
Yeah.
Well, don't end there. What about the stoplights and the different signals and the crosswalks? Feed all that into AI, and maybe we have better predictive models for traffic flows during high traffic times.
Yeah.
Um, Extrapolate that into air travel and aircraft. And I know I'm on this travel theme, but those are things that will affect every person
Yeah.
who is affected by travel, which is pretty much everybody. If you go to the grocery store, the item on the shelf got there from a truck, which has to deal with travel and flight and freight. And so those are some areas I think that are going to be improved, hopefully, that everyone's going to be able to take advantage of.
Yes, yeah, and I'll do a teaser. There's a just the headline for I'll use next week about AI therapists or AI copywriters,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
different careers that people
don't,
have.
don't tell Todd that. No,
The
zoinks.
AI therapist is actually a good sign for now, but yeah, it's really going to impact
So you're
uh,
saying
everything.
anything Todd can do, hey, can it teach kids flannel graphs on Sunday
It
mornings?
can't fix a lava lamp yet. The
Mm,
Optimus robot
well,
might be able to.
they had robots in that one video we were just watching with Lego. So
Yes, yes. Well, let us move on because it is everyone's favorite time of the month. No, not that. It is Microsoft's May 2025 Patch Tuesday.
that's
And
exciting. And man, you had a question mark in there because it hadn't come out yet when you first did the notes.
yeah, yeah.
And so
So
I'm
I did
happy to see that it has finally come out.
yes, I found it wasn't on our usual, I think Schneier on security or Krebs on security, but Bleepy Computer had Microsoft May 2025 Patch Tuesday fixes 5 exploited 0 days and 72 flaws.
Didn't we see from last week that 30% of their code is AI driven?
Yeah.
Did it fix any of their flaws? I guess
Yes.
not.
But they did at the very end of the article. Apple just had some updates for all their operating systems that fixed a bunch of stuff, and Cisco and Fortinet and Google, um, Intel, SAP, SonicWall. It is everywhere, but Microsoft usually takes the cake. They do have a list of all the CVEs at the bottom.
I'm trying to get
Uh,
through them to get to the Apple thing.
yeah, 4 or 5 just in Microsoft Office SharePoint, and
And what
maybe
about,
they just do the Microsoft ones in that list there.
yeah,
Above that is they talked about
well,
Apple.
this one is frightening. The Microsoft Excel remote code execution vulnerability. Copy and paste that for every single Office app that's listed here. So,
Yes.
yikes. Oh, here it
Yes.
is. Here it is. Apple released security updates. Cisco fixed a maximum severity vulnerability. yeah, it goes on and on. So,
Yeah, yeah. And to continue with our security and privacy stories, I've got one more. The Federal Bureau of Investigation releases 2024 Internet Crime Report, a new record for
well,
losses.
that's not a good record to have.
No, no, it is not. And I knew the number, but I'm trying to see 859,000 complaints in 2024. The 60 plus age group accounted for most of all complaints submitted, totaling 4.8 billion with a B in losses, followed by the 50 to 59 age group, 2.5 billion. So 16.6 billion with a B in total losses.
Wow.
Cyber enabled fraud. Oh
Be careful
man.
out there. Don't
Yes.
don't believe anyone. Today alone, I got an offer via email to participate in some YouTube thing, and I go and say, "Who's this from?" And it's like, uh, survey dot YouTube friend dot survey of dot net slash surveycom dot something,
Yes.
not from Google or YouTube. So it's like, was it legit? Probably not. Um, I'm going with 80% no. Maybe it could have
Yes.
been. So just assume everything is a lie. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
I mean, if you say spam, no, delete, I mean, what's going to happen? But anything can happen if you click yes, I'll take the survey. Yes, I'll enter my
Yeah.
personal information. Yes, I'll log into my YouTube account. Yes, I'll do my bank whatever. So yeah,
Yes.
cost you
Yeah.
nothing to do nothing.
Yes, well, let us cleanse our palate with our bonus odd take. This is one I found via kotkey.org, and it's titled Ye Old Funny Headlines. And he pulled, there's an Instagram account, History Cool Kids, has been featuring some funny old timey headlines recently. And I thought these were the three worth sharing with you. The first one: Sea Serpent chases vessel in kindly style, with the subhead of "This monster is real amiable, sort of freak, just keeping pace, has very wide smile."
What in the world? So these are real headlines from old timey articles.
Yeah, yeah. Why don't you take the second one?
And this should not be confused with P.F.A.N.T.S., which we
Yes,
talked about.
true.
The article reads, Fancy Pants shock principal of high school. Student sent home because his raiment was deemed,
Raymond.
what is
Yeah,
it?
raiment.
His
I just know
raiment?
that from the King James version of the
Okay. His
Bible.
raiment was deemed too gorgeous. Revolt is expected. What in the world? He has too
Yes.
crazy of pants, huh?
Yeah, and the last one he picked was noisy, hungry frogs sadden farmer's life. They scare his cattle and they also eat his flannel shirt. His one flannel shirt? Come on, Todd. What is this? Amateur hour?
Yeah.
Gotta have more than one flannel shirt.
They scare his cattle and eat his flannel shirt. Man, a frog. You never want to be around a frog when they're hungry. They will eat your shirt. That cannot
Yes.
be real. They don't have teeth. How is this
No.
accomplished? But
No.
that's pretty funny.
But you know what does have teeth?
What's that?
Our picks of the week.
And I forgot to hit the button again. Okay, so uh my pick of the week is in time with our P.F.A.N.T.S spring
Mm.
cleaning. Now, if you follow Marquez Brownlee or some of these other YouTubers, um, they get these things like the nothing phone, the minimal phone, the ink display device that does one thing, like it'll answer a phone call, or maybe it'll do texting, but it can't run apps. And the ones that do run apps, the screen is so terrible you don't want to interact with it because it's so slow. Well, I just found out about this from a reviewer, Becca, somebody, I cannot remember her last name. I should probably reference her. That would be nice. But she told me about this app called Smile. And there are other apps in the App Store called Smile, if you can believe it. Here's how it works. And I'm going to show you my little screen here, if I can figure it out. So you open up Smile and it says widget 1, widget 2, widget 3, widget 4, and I think that's it. So the problem with like iPhones is there's it's not minimal. You can set your focus at certain hours to just like display one app or to do what turn off your notifications like we talked about. But the look and feel doesn't change. It's still complicated.
Yeah.
So a lot of these minimal phones, what they do is they just have like phone, the word messages, the word, I mean, it's very basic and simple. There's no glitzy graphics or buttons. It's just text. Very, very zen. But you can accomplish something similar with this the Smile app, and it is free, and there are other apps that are similar to it. So I've gone ahead and set up a couple of these widgets. Then on one of my screens, I this is what they look like. So look at that. I've got
Oh.
a giant widget at the top and a smaller widget at the bottom. So I'm going to touch my screen to put it in wiggle mode. Edit home screen. See, they're just widgets, and you can control the
Okay.
size and adjust
Oh
them.
yeah.
I think you could put like a two and a two by a two by a two by, or I've got a two by and a one by or whatever at the bottom. You can adjust them. You can make them the small square if you want like a 4 by 4 by 4 kind of a grid. But once it's done, and for added bonus, you can go up into the edit and you can say customize. And I've made the widgets large because if you put them on small, see how it says the name of the app there?
Yeah.
You don't want
Yeah.
that. So you got to put them on large so it hides the name. And then maybe you want to set it to tint so that everything is tinted to uh, black and white. I don't know how to do that. Let's do it like this, okay? So now, see my menu bar at the bottom, my dock?
Oh
All the
yeah.
apps are white or gray or whatever. So you can just make it very minimal. And then now I'm going to click on, let's click on Maps. It's a shortcut that opens the Map app. It will the first time say do you want to allow the shortcut, and you have to click
Mm.
yes the first time, but once you do it, it's done. Here I'm going to do Google Earth. Takes me right to the Google Earth app. So it's just a little launcher, so to
Oh, cool.
speak.
I
Mom's
like that.
Colorado house. Let's see, Untitled Project. Let's go there. So Untitled Project, Rolling Hills Community Church. So
Yeah.
it's it's a way. Some of these other links, I clicked on them and they go to like my actual calendar and my actual Google Sheets. Um, but it gives you an idea of what it looks like, right? It's the minimal look on a crazy
Yeah.
phone. So instead of focusing on a screen with a couple icons, you can create these widgets and have it very simple. When I pick up my phone, I can just do a few things. Everything else is hidden away from me. So,
Nice.
Smile is the name of that app.
I downloaded it, so I'm up another app.
Oh boy, I'm going to
Yes.
delete it now. I don't know that I will use it, but it's kind of a nice. Let's say at
Yeah.
9 o'clock every night, it switches to something, maybe 3 bars, each having like two apps in them, just very simple, basic. Uh, and and when I pick up my phone because I get a notification or something, I'm not like, oh, I wonder what's on Reddit, or oh,
Right.
I wonder what my email says. It's just I've got like 5 options, and that's all I can do.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, my pick is also P.F.A.N.T.S. related. And we were talking, Dave, I think you sent me weeks ago that I needed a chest mount for my iPhone so that I could
Of course, I'm always
film
encouraging you to
videos.
buy more stuff.
So I got to thinking, and I was like, you know what? Previous pick of the week, 100 years ago, I picked this thing that I got. It's like 200 GoPro accessories,
Oh,
just
okay.
this whole thing of different things with the GoPro connection. Well, I was like, hey, I bet you there's a chest mount in there. And there was. The problem was it was a GoPro connection, so there was no way to put my iPhone on it. Well, I love Amazon because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, in the 200 thing, there was plenty of tripod mounts to then go to your GoPro, but no GoPro mounts that went to a tripod mount. So went to Amazon, quarter 20 on the bottom,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and then the GoPro thing on top. Wait, oh no, I'm sorry, that's upside down. So this screws into a GoPro mount, and then you have the tripod mount. So I took that, put it on this chest mount, and then
Okay.
I just put this shift cam MagSafe thing on here. And then now I have a chest mount. So if I want to mount my phone here, if I'm cooking food, if I want to get a close up while I'm doing a PDX fast foodie video,
Yeah.
I'm upcycling my chest mount for a GoPro that I do not think I will ever own a GoPro again.
Yeah.
But I will own an iPhone for the near foreseeable future. And now I can attach any sort of tripod device onto this chest mount, and I could put my Sony camera, anything with a standard quarter 20. I've got a chest mount for it now.
A light even. So,
Yeah.
hey, Grandma says Nate needs a phone mount for his hat. I can just see it hanging
Oh
down
yeah.
his face. Um,
So I could even put this device, this newer MagSafe thing, I could put that on there.
oh boy, my face is
Um,
not making good faces right now. That's
like
ridiculous.
so that way you could have it out here, so it's nice
That's not going to work.
perspective.
There's a thing called physics. Um, or Nate, what you really need is what I have is like the Insta360 with the hat clip, and
Yeah,
it's just a lightweight little thing that clips on your hat, and you can do all your stuff that way. And you can use the base as kind of a, uh, to look at
yes.
the feed as a little
And
command
now I
center.
know nearly zero of our viewers and listeners will ever need this device, but it is just a good reminder that if you need something and you're like, and you don't have a 3D printer like Dave, you're like, I could use an adapter that goes from this to this. There's a good chance Amazon's going to have it for you. So,
Or in spirit of our P.F.A.N.T.S. episode, just get rid of everything.
oh,
If you don't have stuff, you don't need adapters to connect them together.
that seems
That seems
ridiculous.
extreme.
Yes, but if you would like either of our picks, we will have links for them over at notpicks.com. You can go find stuff and click through those Amazon affiliate links,
Mm-hmm.
which takes us to our Ramazon purchase of the week, which I'm
Oh
sorry, my
boy.
allergies are getting me this evening.
Well, while you're taking care of that, there's our not picks page.
Yes.
Go there to find previous picks. But I am very interested in hearing about our Ramazan pick of the week.
Yes, this is a unique one. This is the Zia Yay 30-pack agility training sport cone, 9 inches soccer cones with carry bag basketball training cones for soccer, football, basketball, speed grab drills, and training. These are not your father's cones.
Nor your mother's.
No.
So, yeah, those are very interestingly designed, multicolor. I can see a school, a preschool,
Yeah.
sports, like if you're a coach buying something like this for your kids, or just parents for their
Yeah,
kids.
30-pack, multicolored. They have 4.6 stars on 135 ratings, 23 bucks. Amazon Prime, but yeah, very cool. I didn't know that cone technology had moved so far. They aren't solid, so the wind doesn't blow them
I
over.
think that, and they crumple. So like
Ah, yes.
if see the guy in the bottom left there. So if you fall
Okay.
on it, or if you want to stick them in a bag or something, they kind of crumple.
Yes.
That's kind of a nice
Yeah.
feature.
So thank you to whoever bought that. If that was you, let us know because
Since it
we were.
involves exercise, you know it wasn't me.
Nope, nor I. None of that. So, well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in for our second annual P.F.A.N.T.S. episode. Get that P.F.A.N.T.S. I will have a hat for next year.
Okay.
I didn't get to make a P.F.A.N.T.S. hat yet. So, speaking of clutter and spring cleaning, I need more hats. But
You need a
yeah,
3D printed solution to store your hats, which I could
oh,
maybe make for you, but I think
yes,
boxes
yes,
work too.
indeed. Well, thank you for tuning in. YouTube, podcast apps, everywhere else. We'll see you on the socials. Get out there and tech better. Do as I say, not as I do.
Your heart's in the right place.